Hi everyone, my name is Pia Solis, and before everything, I'm presenting this almost in the deadline because I had been with asthma. So sorry if I'm a little slow to present today. So as we know, the case for chapter 3 was about the company WorkCom, where we have has the person who make audit, Cynthia Cooper. So as we can read, this case is about the vice president of the internal audit for WorldCom, the second largest telecommunication company in the US behind AT&T, which were Cynthia Cooper. Cooper had the opportunity to discover through his intuition and his professional experience that the company is meant to maintain embezzlement in its account for almost $4 billion because she was super professional. She was super passionate about what she was doing, and she was working in this company. Like, if I'm not wrong, I'd say like around 10 years. She started like getting suspicions about some books and accounts that don't look so awkward to the company, and were like a lot of money were looks like disappear, and not were like a little amounts of money, like millions, thousand, 100,000 and millions of dollars that were getting out from another accounts to other accounts into the company for an specific person. So she hired to do this audited under secret two of the co-workers, and with the co-working they start doing this little by little to nobody else into the company could figure out what she was trying to do and to get what kind of information she was doing. So I remember the lecture say the way how she could find what's happening was introducing a new software into the company that make the accounts to be more awkward. So she was uncertain because if she managed to have the opportunity to prove everything, the reputation of the company will be exposed in different factors, and probably its credibility will not be the same anymore. And it was like start like a pretty small company, and they're growing by the years. And because she was part of the team, she was taking care about what was happening. So we have here different visions, and in the assignment, we are asked to give our opinions if we are the business administrator of this company and hired by or being part of the Cynthia Cooper team. So in my ethics and in my belief, I believe that the right thing is to say the truth. The right thing is to find what's going on and make that information to do like in the folder, and to be a presentation about the numbers of where is the money and what we had been finding about that. So my obligation is to analyze the entire situation and basing in my criteria and my professional ethical belief that I have advised Cooper on the facts that I found. I think professional person has a professional person, the correct had been to report what's going on, as I mentioned. So, but we have two different kind of perspective in this situation. We have the perspective of Immanuel Kant, which say, without true social intercourse and conversation become valueless. If we analyze this, that means that the truth should be a social responsibility that the human should practice. Even so, recognize that there are many human beings who tend to be very reserving when we are speaking or expressing our feelings, which if we go to the extreme, to another extreme, this is not good. Because if you are so quiet, people start making suspicion about if you are trying to hide something. And if you are to eloquent, or you love to talk too much. Maybe you are talking more than necessary that people should to know about what's going on. So, but there he make a difference between be like a kind of secret person trying to hide everything and try to be reserved person, which mean you are just saying what they need to know, just the information they need to know. They don't need to know everything. So we could base ourselves on the fact that the truth must be correct, and that when judging, if we blame, we must temper the blame with the sweetening of love, goodwill, and respect to each other. In the other hand, we have, let's see, the vision, sorry to be moving here, of George Brenkert, who he believed that if Cooper trusts me because we have a relationship with a common goal, I should not take advantage of that trust. And from his vision, he gives us to understand that trust is important for sustaining the social, economic, and moral system. Otherwise, it will be collapsing in a catastrophic way. It means, like, if we have any goal in any kind of relationship, it can be with our neighbors, in our work, in any specific goal that we have in life, into our family, we have to trust. And just because we have the same goal, we need to behave in the right way. We don't have why to take advantage about the trust that other people have in us. So that's what I understand he was trying to let us know about his vision. And in the Cecilia book, Cynthia Cooper is committed to trying to make her decision on the personal relationships that she maintains with other people, and thus being able to determine who are the people responsible for the fraud. That's why she has to think about the consequence of making the company know the fraud that she has discovered in the moral conflict that the situation will enter in this entirety. So that means, like, why to make a fraud of this social category? Like, is that really needed? And making the company know that the fraud that she discovered. That's the most important point in the whole lecture, and from the 3 points of these people. So if we base our ethics to in the section 802 of the Sarbanes-Oxley Act of 2002, we can see that the first deal with the destruction and the falsification of record. The second strictly defined the retention period for storage of record, and the third rule describes a specific business record that the companies must store, including electronic communication. And also, in the section 404, it refers to the audits establishing the company, internal controls of the method that will be using to maintain more adequate controls on action when conducting these audits. So all this means, like, no matter exactly the way we are trying to let the board or the superiors who are on top of us about what we could find, we need to do the right thing. And we know here that the right thing is to say the truth, because we are not working for any specific person into this company. We're working for the company. And if we find that something is wrong and keep quiet, it means that we are not doing the right things, even though if we base this in the law of ethics and what we learn in our classroom and what we have been teaching at home. And what we have been teaching is always say the truth. No matter what, we have to say the truth. And I understand that sometimes it's a hard consequence, because here in that case, the consequence for her were in a specific, the first one for her and her team will be like, oh, they were like the people who find that and try to get down other people, for example. But we know that that's not the right, that's not the truth. The right thing is like, she's doing good. She have this suspicious about what were happening into the company. She start getting a team to investigate what was going on, and he found it. And after she found them, I'm sorry, um, she just were curious about if she should to just keep it by herself and the team, or to let the other people know. But the thing here is like, when she have these two questions about what to do, I believe that is a pretty human nature. If we have like, if we are in this hard position, because we're talking about billions of dollars, and to our belief, and to ask ourselves, if we say the truth, are they going to believe us? Are we going to lose our job? Are they going to come behind our family? What about if we have a pretty huge salary, or at least a good salary where we can sustain our family? So we put all our interest in one part of the balance, and then we put the other learned that we had from all that I mentioned before: classroom, the ethic laws, our experience, our reputation in the other hand. But what about if we put everything together and we ask ourselves, what is the better way to match all this information with our belief, with our morals, with our ethics, with our family, and all the whole situation, how gonna affect us, or how gonna improve our life? So that's my conclusion, mostly of about this topic, and hopefully you could understand me. I'm trying to do my best because I almost can breathe right now. But thank you for your attention, and I wish a big luck for everybody.